Analysts have called the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission's planned spectrum allocation a positive for the telco industry due to its pro-business price structure. Yesterday, MCMC announced that it was asking for bids for the 700 MHz frequency band for high-speed mobile internet or broadband using LTE. According to the MCMC, the 700 MHz bands are currently used for analog broadcasting services, explaining that the bands would be assigned by way of tender and will be carried out by way of beauty contest. The Commission would also issue an invitation in respect of the application for the spectrum assignment of the bands. MCMC said the price component of each 2 x 5 MHz block would be 215.54 million, while the annual fee would be 18.54 million ringgit. The frequency would be made available for mobile broadband service from Jan 1st, 2019. MCMC said it would publish the bid invitation by the end of this month, while the deadline for submissions is 12 noon on Jan 2nd, 2018. Johan Holding Berhad's major shareholders have upped their offer price for the shares they do not own in the company by 1 cent. Yesterday, Chief Tan Sri Tan Kee Hock and his wife Puan Sri Tan Sri B had launched a takeover offer for the company through their private vehicle Mustika Manis Sdn Bhd. According to a Bursa Malaysia filing, the couple had acquired a further 15 million Johan shares at 26 cents apiece for a total of 3.9 million ringgit cash. All in all, the recent acquisitions of shares bumps the couple's shareholdings from originally 45.76% to 50.58%. Accordingly, their offer has become unconditional as to level of acceptances as at October 12th. After a brief suspension in the afternoon, Johan's share price closed 7.7% higher at 28 cents with over 13 million shares traded. Human Resources Minister Datuk Sri Richard Riyot Jayam announced a new minimum wage for next year for Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan. He said the review would take into consideration the cost of living, as well as the operations cost borne by the employer who manages to close the income gap in Malaysia. Previously, the minimum salary in Peninsular Malaysia was 900 ringgit, while in Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan it was 800 ringgit. In 2016, this was up to 1,000 for West Malaysia and 920 for East Malaysia. Riyot said that the National Wages Consultative Council had already started its review to bring the new minimum wage in line with the country's current socio-economic status. He adds that the enforcement of the minimum wages is an important aspect that will benefit employees, especially those with low income in the B40 category. Petronas Dagangan Berhad has entered into a 3-way agreement with Malaysian Green Tech Corp and TNB Energy Services Sdn Bhd to install 100 electric vehicle charging stations by 2018. This partnership is an extension from the MOU signed in 2016 between PetDag and Green Tech to install 66 charge EV stations. So far, 55 have been installed at Petronas stations nationwide. PetDag MD and CEO Datuk Muhammad Ibrahim Nudin Muhammad Yunus said that the partnership would allow it to provide not just added convenience for EV drivers, but also further to explore what it can do to minimize carbon emissions, adding that it would not hesitate to increase the number of charge EV stations if there is a rising demand. PetDag also said it would also look into installing solar photovoltaic panels at 100 selected stations so that the energy used by the charging stations would be fully renewable. Energy, Green Technology and Water Minister Datuk Sri Maximus Johnny T. Ongkili today unveiled the Green Technology Master Plan, targeting revenue of 180 billion ringgit while creating more than 200,000 green jobs by 2030. The main aim is to boost Malaysia's green tech sector in order to create a resource-efficient, low-carbon footprint economy. Ongkili said that the action plan and initiatives cut across 6 major sectors: energy, manufacturing, building, transport, waste and water. He also said that Kedah was mulling setting up a green investment bank that specifically handles green financing.